Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Business Monday. Today I got a special guest. I met her in our group, believe it or not. I saw her intro post, and a lot of you were intrigued by what she does. So today I got her here to talk about her business, talk about her journey, and to inspire us on what we can do as a woman. So today I have Evie Farrell here. Thank you, Evie, for coming up onto our Business Monday show. So please tell us more about you.
Hi, Martha. Thank you for that lovely introduction. So my name is Evie. I'm from Sydney. I'm a solo mum. My daughter is 14 years old. I, like many of us, I'm burning the candle at both ends. I work a full-time job, but I also have a business that I've started, a tour company, where I take women and mums and kids and mums and teens on holidays overseas, and just really help people have a great holiday, often have a dream holiday, but also make new friends as well.
That sounds
Yeah.
just amazing because I know a lot of us who are women over 40, we do get that thinking, oh, I must travel with someone,
Mm.
otherwise we're not good at traveling ourselves. Or I love to bring my kids with me as well, but what other option? Like, what's better than having someone giving me the white glove service to tell me
Yeah.
exactly what to do, where to go, put all the hard work in place? That is just so good. So tell me a little bit more about how did you begin your business?
Um, so I've been a solo parent since my daughter was born, and when she had just turned 6, we left our lives in Sydney to go and travel together. And that was because I just felt I wasn't spending enough time with her. I was always working. She'd started school. We didn't get enough time. And my solution to that was a little bit abstract, and it was for us to set off and travel. I've always loved traveling. When we spent time together, it was going on holidays, um, because I was always working. And yeah, my solution to not being able to spend enough time together was to travel. So we ended up traveling for a number of years full time throughout Asia. And over that time, I built up a community online on Instagram and Facebook. And then I was in the media a little bit as well, because at that time, it was quite, I want to say like it was quite unusual. I think it was just the meeting point of social media and the timing of me traveling with Emmy. Then it
Mm,
was something that was able to be shared more. Like we definitely weren't one of the first people to travel together, a mum and a daughter.
mm,
Um, but yeah, just the timing. I ended up building a beautiful community, and people would always ask me about traveling and say, oh, I'd love to do what you do, but I'm a little bit nervous, or I'm a solo parent too, and all my friends go on holidays together with their, husbands, and I want to do what you do. So when we eventually came back to Australia, I did a couple of group trips with mums and kids. And then, of course, COVID hit. And so I've recently just started it back up again. And what I found is the family trips, the mums and kids do amazingly well. But I also launched some women only trips, and I just love them even more because I get a lot of solo women who come with me, and I get to help them travel and explore the world. So we go to Vietnam, Cambodia, Malaysia. I'm off to Malaysia on Thursday with the group. I've just launched the Philippines. I have 30 women coming to the Maldives with me.
wow.
Most of them are solos, and especially with the Maldives, because I think as women, we think, oh, well, the Maldives is a place for couples, so I just can't go there by myself or with my friends. Or oftentimes at this age, uh, you know, your friends are still with their partners, or they're traveling together as couples, and you're by yourself, and who are you going to travel with? So one of the great things for me is I can facilitate that. And a lot of the ladies who come on my trips, like they make these wonderful friendships and then they end up going on trips together or they catch up for coffees or even travel to meet up with each other. So that's really lovely. And I think just helping women to meet, I think, two needs, which often is wanting to travel, but maybe not having the person to go with. But then I think sometimes it can be a little bit of a lonely time in our lives. At this age, there's a lot of transition, whether you're partnered or not, with kids leaving and going out to do their own life, make their own lives. You know, sometimes I have women who they are partnered. Their husbands don't like to travel, but they want to travel. And you get to the point in your life where you're like, I'm going to do what makes me happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, so for a variety of reasons, I have a lot of solo women who come, people who come with their friends. So it's just really rewarding for me as well to be able to help women to just, yeah, to reach those goals and also make other friends too. And I just have a lot of fun. Cocktails in the pool. We're really exploring culturally as well. And so we it's all inclusive. My trips are all inclusive. So like you said, you don't have to worry about a thing. Once you land, you're picked up from the airport and everything's included. Just have to have a good time.
That sounds amazing because I recently organized our the girls' first cruise trip,
So
and
good.
I was just like, I didn't even expect there was so many of us who are willing to come down and actually have a great time together. So we end up like at first I thought it was two people. That's fine. Me and my friend would be going. I'm happy. Get a
Yeah,
room. That's all I was thinking of. And then we end up having 11 people joining us in a three
so
days time.
good.
So that's just something that a lot of us didn't think it was possible. And to tell everyone, four of our lady actually come from Brisbane. One of them come from Melbourne. One of them come from South Australia. They're all flying down to Sydney to actually meet me, and then we go together as a group.
So
So it
good.
is kind of like a white glove service that I'm doing for
Yeah.
them as well, and I'm doing it for them as a retreat so they can actually learn something, have a bit of fun, have lots and lots of drinks, and just to enjoy some times without the kids around.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of us don't give us the time to
Mm.
feel that we need to be pampered and we need to feel like that we are worth something. So I think what you do is truly beautiful because it
Mm.
let us remind us, hey, what it feels like when we were before we're having luggages, put it that way.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think also, like, I really love the women only trips because you just get to hang out with girlfriends. They're new
Mm,
friends often that you make, but there is something very special about women coming together. The recent trip to Cambodia was incredible, and I think a big learning for a lot of the women just about obviously the culture, but there is a really special, like, kind of heart, soul touching experience there in Cambodia, which is just amazing. And I think you take away from these trips like friendships, but also learning about different culture. And also, I like to think a little bit more independence that women then feel confident to then go and perhaps do a trip themselves. It's
mm,
just, it's really special. And, I'm doing mum and teen trips too, because my daughter's 14 now, and I know that it can be difficult to bond um, when you're in the day to day. And so when we travel together, I always find that when we're doing these activities together, that we have a really good time. And so I'm doing mum and teen trips to Vietnam, Philippines, and Cambodia. They sold out so quick because
that's good.
everyone wants to have that experience with our kids. We know that they're getting older and they're going to go off and have their own independence soon. And we just want to have these moments, these special moments together. So yeah, I find it really rewarding. I really enjoy it as well. And I hope that eventually I can have this as my full-time business so I don't have to be working two full-time jobs at the same time.
I
But
understand.
doing something that makes me so happy, like it really fills my cup. I get to travel, which I absolutely love, and then I get to have these experiences with awesome women and help them, achieve their goals and have a good time and make new friendships. So to me, that's like the ultimate. Yeah, I love it.
That's amazing. Like later on, as we were talking, that I would love to do some collaboration with you, so we can actually launch a like a year to go trip with
For
people, and
sure.
and just like let all of us starting from small. Like I feel like that the cruise one that we're doing is smaller because it is like cost wise is actually a lot cheaper, and then
Yeah.
just something for them to actually start off with, and then later on we can go to the bigger trip like Malta. I would love to go to Malta. And then I would
Oh,
love to actually go
yeah.
to those places as well. Like if
This,
you don't mind to tell us, because we all have this thinking that places like this inclusive and all of that, it will be very expensive. So to
yeah.
ease our mind off, would you mind telling us some of the packages that you're doing at the moment?
Yeah. So even the Maldives,
Mm,
and it's incredible. Everyone thinks it's like going to be so expensive, but Club Med, which is all food, all drinks, snacks during the day, all the activities, accommodation, for 5 nights is
mm,
about $2,400. So
mhm.
for Maldives, that's just incredible. And that's all like water sports, water activities, snorkeling, sailing, so much. So that is, if that's like a bucket list trip,
Yeah,
then I mean that's an incredible price.
that's good.
Um,
That's plus airfare on top, right?
Got to put the airfare on top. So at the moment,
Yeah.
you can get airfares, flights to the Maldives via Singapore for about $1,000. So
Oh,
you're
that's
looking
good.
at just
Oh,
over
that's good.
$3,000 for that,
Oh,
real
wow.
bucket list experience. Yeah. And the great thing, like I love Club Med. I did it when I was younger. I wasn't really a fan of all inclusive because I wanted to get out and backpack and do my own thing. But as we get older, things change. And now I love Club Med because I get there and I don't have to do a thing. And
Yeah.
that's how I've kind of modeled my trips as well. So when most of my trips are around $3,000 for
Yep.
a solo,
Mm-hmm.
where you have your own room. You're not sharing anything, own room,
Yeah.
own bathroom. And I try and stay at really, really nice
Yep.
places,
Mm,
and places that I've been to before as well. So everywhere we go, I've stayed in the hotels, I've done the trips, I've made the local connections. And so I
yeah.
really make sure that the money is going into local people, local families, local
Mm,
communities. Like in Cambodia, we go to training restaurants, we go and visit charities that
mm,
I know actively work in the community and are
yes.
ethical and are legitimate. Um, but yeah, everything is included. So it's around high twos for a twin share,
Yep.
but that includes everything. And most of these trips are around 8 to 10 days.
Okay.
So the interesting thing is that to do trips like this in Australia would be so much more expensive. You'd pay about the same amount for a 3-day yoga retreat, down in Victoria,
Yeah.
or up in Byron Bay. But with
Yeah.
these trips, you pay airfare on top, but everything's included, all your meals, activities, accommodation, some wine, some cocktails, for 8 to 10 days. So it is a really affordable way to do it where everything's managed for you.
That sounds wonderful. I would love to know more about it. I think that we should do a webinar together and then talk about some of the deals that you're doing so
Oh,
people
I'd
who are
love to.
interested, so you can
Yes.
learn more about it in detail. So detail of that webinar will be coming up soon. Feel free to contact Evie over here or drop a message in there. So when the new funnel comes out, we will let you know so we can actually give you more information about building that dream trip that you want to go on.
So exciting. I've just launched the Philippines too. I absolutely love the Philippines. Have you been to the Philippines?
No, I actually been to Thailand last time and I really, really enjoyed it.
Ah,
So there has
I
been just
love
so
the
many
Philippines.
good
You've got
things.
to come. You've got to come,
Oh, that
Maha.
sounds so
It's
good. That sounds so
beautiful.
good. Oh, that's something that's very, very tempting.
Yeah.
So, is there any other tips that you can give us about traveling with by yourself or with your teenagers?
Oh my gosh. Oh, so many. Where to start? I mean,
Give us a
I
top.
think backing yourself and having confidence
Mm,
is one of the most important things, because I think it can often seem very daunting to go overseas if you haven't been for a while or you haven't been before. But I think things aren't as stressful or unknown now that we have social media and now that we can stay in touch really easily with everybody. And now I think that we're more aware that where we go, you can usually get everything that you need. So I think one of the big stresses is often, oh, what if I forget this, or, I can't get what I need overseas? You completely can. But I think one of the big things is to make sure you have travel insurance. You should never travel without travel insurance because, we've needed it many times. I mean, this time last year, Em and I were in Japan, and so we were skiing at Club Med actually, and we had to fly from Hokkaido into Tokyo to get our connection home. And as we descended, both Em's eardrums burst.
Oh
And so we
no.
couldn't go home for another 10 days.
Oh no.
And our travel insurance paid that. So otherwise I would have been up for the cost of 10 days accommodation, medical costs, food, drinks, everything, and new flights home. But our travel insurance covered that. So always have travel insurance.
That's good.
Always
I
check.
think that would be good. That would be really good that we talk about more of it in the upcoming webinar because
Oh, okay.
that travel insurance is just a key point that we must
Oh
have.
my
Just
gosh.
like
It
that,
really
like you
is.
never
Yeah.
know what would happen. So it is so good that we have that key point to start with you. So ladies, if you want to know more, you know where to find us. And we look forward to all of you who are interested on a wonderful journey together. We can actually see you again in the upcoming webinar. So thank you again, Evie, for being my guest, and thank you again for all for listening. And we look forward to see you all again next Monday. Bye.
That was fun.